Hi, my granddad died a few weeks ago, so I went home in order to attend his funeral. This is a video about that.
I'm currently at my parents' house, Poor Strip.
Which, no, doesn't immediately sound engaging, but wait till I tell you how I've mixed it up a bit. I'm gonna add commentary whilst changing my duvet in order to, add a dramatic element which will really pay off in the third act, and also just generally improve pacing. This is gonna be great for audio. So because I'm me, I did accidentally go home the wrong week and therefore missed the funeral, which was a shame on many levels. One, missing the funeral, but two, and the predominant shame, was that I was still obliged to stay for that entire week because they knew that I didn't have any plans. And that is the moral obligation of having a family, apparently. I mean, I'm not really au fait with society's rules, but I've seen it on TV.
I keep picking this. I had a scar there, so I cut the scar off with a scalpel, which made Jim annoyed. Yeah, and really not much to do here, lads, without the funeral happening. So, what did I do today? Oh yeah, accidentally had an argument about Hillary Clinton for about 3 hours. And we were talking about Pol Pot and Cambodia and the nature of confirmation bias. That led to a discussion about Hillary and Trump, and it's a really weird thing to argue about. You're just both playing devil's advocate at that point. Cambodia, big spiders there. Apparently, I've not been.
Blend the plaster in and around the roots.
In this next clip, it's 4 a.m. and I need to paint the scene. I've just been working on writing a bit of a feature film that I'm working on with a friend, and that's brought about a conundrum for me, mentally.
The problem with art is...
I'll save you the actual diatribe that followed because it wasn't succinct, but my general issue is that I write really fast, so if I write a scene in 10 minutes, it has an authenticity because people speak without thinking, but it's not critically brilliant, whereas I can spend an hour writing a scene and add some sort of philosophical truths, but then it's not really organic, it's not real, which is better.
So yeah, that's the problem with art. You're welcome. I've put yesterday's t-shirt back on for some chronological fuckery. I will watch anything on YouTube as long as it's by someone who's absolutely obscenely passionate about it. Look at him! Look at this fucker! He's wetting his little tree with a paintbrush. He loves his little trees.
Grandad fought in World War II for 3 years, so he had a good life, yeah? He saw a lot of things, notably Burma.
I saw a really big spider downstairs, and now I'm sweating. I've got a cup of tea, but this is the last one I'll be able to have tonight. Because of him. He's made it really difficult for women to, feel safe after dark.
I share a birthday with my granddad, which, could have, for me, given his death a sort of greater philosophical poignancy, or at least the illusion of that my weak human brain would have tried to sort of scramble to find a meaning for in the void.
Mum's just given me a toffee crisp. 38 grams. That one.
So instead of wandering down that pathway of thought, I decided instead to catalogue all video data of my life so far. And you know what that means. Clips. It means clips. Clips are clips. It's not on. Don't moan at me for using that with... My fingers don't do what I want them to. I try and press WASD, but I'm not. I'm pressing caps lock and Q. What is this video about again?
What are we doing, Sue?
Round, get on the hand.
The first thing I discovered was some VHS tapes documenting special occasions throughout the first 4 years of my life. You can tell that the 80s have just happened because Mum looks straight out of This Is England, which I love. Also, I cried.
I didn't expect to have this reaction at all because I've seen them so many times that I haven't seen them for a while. I hate the toffee crisp.
Guys, don't worry about it. I'm gonna cut out the weepy explanation and save everybody the second-hand embarrassment of someone filming themselves crying and then uploading it to the internet. This is too hot. This duvet is gonna be too hot for the summer. But the general idea of the speech that I gave, yeah, it was a speech, was that I felt like I had wasted that little girl's life. I think there's a disconnect with yourself after a certain amount of years, to the extent where I saw this little girl and all of her potential, and I also saw how the present me had fucked it up. And I think the reason I was so sad was that I really wanted to tell her that I was sorry, and there's no way of ever doing that. And it's stupid, it's a really stupid thing to feel, but she did a really good job with her years. And I didn't think that I could say the same.
I'm going to show you a video of my dad teaching me how to vlog about 25 years ago.
See that camera over there? All looking at say happy Christmas. Yes, it's so good. Okay, now go here, darling. Go up this way. Just stand in front of the chairs and look at that. Just look at it. Bend down a little bit. Bend down a little bit and look at in there. Look in the front of it. Bend down a little bit. Hold down a little bit, darling. Go down a little bit. Squat down. Bend your knees down so you're lower. Put your bend down a bit. Make her happy Christmas.
Dad accidentally deleted the final years of my childhood when he transferred the VHSs to DVDs. This is what he said. Oh, I must have pressed initialize instead of finalized after it had captured it all, Chels. Cool. Have you got the VHSs still? No, I threw those away. I didn't want the memories anyway. Didn't want them. Day 4 though, what do? Oh, I pop upstairs to the attic and what do I find? My old handycam and Hi8 tapes. I've just realised that I'm really aging myself in this video. It sounded like I said I'm really Asian myself in this video. That wouldn't make sense as a sentence, would it? Fucking idiots. Are we allowed to say idiot anymore? I don't know. Tell me the story.
Once upon a time there was a young man named Freddie, and Freddie liked to sit on a toadstool because he was a person from a fairy tale, and fairy tale people always sit on toadstools, and this particular toadstool was red and white spotted, like many toadstools, and it was sitting in a field. It was an average-sized toadstool, which might give you the feeling that Freddie's very small. Correct, he was. Freddie was very small, about this small. Like half an egg.
You know how some people just seem to shine more brightly to you than anybody else, and you don't always know why, but for me that was Baz. Baz was the first person I ever met who made me just feel excited to be alive. Whenever we were spending time together, it didn't matter if we were doing absolutely nothing, I was just so happy to be sharing time with him.
That's a
Yeah, but sort it out.
Unfortunately though, university me had yet to develop a nostalgia for those moments.
You fuckers! You set that up, didn't you?
No! And therefore, she recorded over all of those memories with such utter shit that no amount of time will ever rose tint that content.
Who's going to be having an exam tomorrow? Jodie and Beth.
So moving on, this is pretty much the perfect encapsulation of my first year at university. We played poker every night. That's Simon, he was my university boyfriend. And that's Alfonso, he was our best friend. And he had a really big lip. I miss it.
We're having a moment, yeah, we're having a moment. Sure, most people watch stuff back from their teenage years and they're like, oh, that was a mistake, I shouldn't have had that haircut. That outfit wasn't the best. That's how I feel about my personality. I was just so loud and obnoxious all the time. Hi, Robin! This is such a stark contrast to last night when I watched those videos of me as a kid and then cried because I felt that I'd ruined her life.
This weekend, if we go out,
Transpires that university me is much less of a sympathetic character.
For fuck's sake, just fucking...
I would go so far as to say I've improved since then. Also, what's strange is that today me used to have this sort of forlorn nostalgia for who I was around the age of 18. I thought that was when I was at my peak. That was when I was funniest, I was quickest. Facts have suggested otherwise. That's some sort of fallacy, I'm sure. There's probably a Latin name for that I don't know. But that I would have known when I was 18. When I knew everything.
Next up, an example of the depraved noise that I lost Baz to.
The balls. When he couldn't stop. Shitting out.
This is the first night that Simon and I met Louis and Phil. Why is that important? Well, it's not to you, but we ended up moving in with them 2 years later.
Phil, I'm not having that in my house, mate. Oh, this one. Louis! You spoiled morning. What the fuck you having, Phil?
Very good to me, actually.
It's got water as well, you cunt.
Oh my god, follow you.
Cunt off, you bastard. Fuck off.
A decision that Simon regrets to this day, but I love. I love Louis and Phil. They are great, lovely, big human dogs.
Until
I don't want
Louis
to
gets his ass out.
a pit.
Right, a vote. Who thinks
Get your
we
ass
should put
out.
this
I don't
on?
want to.
So just a quick memo from me to me. Find out if anyone in any of your past friendship families has died. You're not going to believe this, but Mum's only gone and bloody hooked me up with a second toffee crisp. I know, no one saw it coming. Least of all me. What she did was, when she went to the shop, she didn't just buy one, she bought two. That other one that you saw and then that one, and she put that in the fridge for a couple of days. She knew I wasn't going to go in there, she knew I wouldn't see it. And then she surprised me with it today. I don't know what she like. So far today, Microsoft Word has expired. But I have put on a bra. So, bad for productivity, good for elasticity. Look at that. If I cut to this from another shot, that's going to be so disturbing. The scar is gone. Is this gross? Probably.
Then I went to see Nan to obviously talk about Grandad and give her a sort of topical life quiz. Just inject a bit of fun, sort of like a modern day St. Peter or Angel Gabriel, which is the one that's at the gates of heaven that lets you in or not.
And then we went to Heacham. His brother took us down to Heacham in a caravan. We had a week down there and come home then start work.
Was that the honeymoon?
And that was my honeymoon.
In a caravan in Heacham?
Yeah.
In my effort this week to compile all known recorded data of my life, I have just discovered the holy grail of embarrassment. My grad film.
The short film that I made for my master's degree is so... Oh, my mixtape just dropped. Is it a mixtape? Is that what they say for the jokes? It's so fucking awful that I can't even watch it back. I tried.
Oh my god. Oh god. I can't. Okay, it's fine. 10 seconds. That's 17 minutes. It was only allowed to be 10.
So here's me, and here's Simon, you'll remember him from earlier. He's popped up to help. And here's Ali, my current boyfriend, and they're both starring in the film. Don't know what the fuck this scene is. What's going on? Okay, so they didn't know each other and they didn't really necessarily get on, and Ali was really bad at his lines. It was a mess. And yeah, oh, this is the brilliant ending. Oh, what's that? Oh, they're watching. What are they watching? Oh, it's themselves. They're watching themselves. And it's a perfect loop of a film. Brilliant. Well done, me. Mum gave me these new bed sheets today. Well, they're not completely new. She bought them for herself and didn't want them. But I really like them because I think they have a sort of like 70s clockwork orange vibe to them, which is certainly an aesthetic that I'd really like to channel. As well as, you know, obviously the mindset of a sociopathic killer. And I just think that they would look really cute on Insta. Okay, that's good. That's great. That's good. I was supposed to be going home tonight. Didn't, because Mum's got the day off work tomorrow, so I thought I would treat her to my company. I can see a moth! I went to the other nan's today. Well, you can't visit one without seeing the other. That's nan law. That's nan law, kids. Yeah. Just updating the kids on etiquette. Nan!
Is that you, Chelsea?
Yeah, hi, Nan! Then had a roast dinner and then had a big old nap. When we went to my great-grandmother's funeral a few years ago.
Oh, thank you. Good night, Kate. Thank you, Chelsea.
So the funeral happened and then we all walked into the grounds of the crematorium, which are quite beautiful, and my mum, brain off, went, I can smell something burning. Yeah, that's Nan. Mum's phone's going off and it's quite late. And I know it can't be bad news because, well, Grandad's already dead. And he was the only ill one. In other cremation-based stories, when my other granddad died, my dad's dad, he emptied his ashes into a North Wootton pig field, into the wind, and everyone got covered in Grandad.
And it show you, look on there, look on there, over there, look. And she's looking over there, now why is she? Oh yes, she's got to look on there to be funny, she. There.
Being encumbered is one of my huge pet peeves. Like, I'd be shit in Skyrim. It's fine. I'll be on a train for like 95% of the time, but I have to walk down some escalators.
Merry Christmas. Go see Nanny. There you go. Right.
You've got to know your audience.